Ulla hat einfach so eine natürliche Klasse. Da kommen wir eben niemals hin. Da können wir trainieren, wie wir wollen. Ja. Und wir trainieren ja auch gut. Wir sind bestimmt zwei Rolf und ich, wir sind bestimmt echt trainingsfleißig und machen für den Sport eigentlich alles und leben dafür. Aber da, wo eben bei uns das irgendwo aufhört, gerade jetzt in Bergen, da fängt es bei Ulle an. Ja. Er hat einfach so eine naturgegebene Gottesgabe. Ja. Die hat er, die hat Armstrong, ja. Und vielleicht noch 2, 3 andere. Und eigentlich ist es jetzt schön mit anzusehen, dass er das wieder für sich entdeckt hat.
Well, this is the course he'll have to win over if he's going to do it. 47 hilly kilometres from Gaillac to Cap Découverte.
Very difficult racing conditions for all of the bike riders in the Tour de France this afternoon. In the latter part of the afternoon, we're expecting temperatures to go as high as 35 degrees Celsius.
Ich denke, so eine Scheiße und noch Gegenwind, ja. Hinten nachher im Tal dachte ich, das wird besser. Aber dieser raue Asphalt und alles, ey.
Immer war ein Stück, ja, war der Asphalt.
Immer bin ich schön gerollt, der hinkelt und dann wieder rum um eine Kurve, baum, wieder nächste Ding. Oh. Das sind die Dinger, ey, die Nerven kosten und die Körner den Saft aus den Knochen ziehen.
Kann ich ein bisschen,
ja,
ich mach das ein bisschen frisch. Du machst gegen großen Fuß, nein? Nee. Das Auto fährt, der Doktor fährt, er fährt gleich zurück.
Ich hab gedacht, ich werde verrückt, ey. Immer wenn ich mal auf Tempo war, komm wieder rüber über die Kuppe, hast du da aus dem Sattel rüber geschwungen, runter, kommt die nächste Welle. Achtung, meine Hand in.
Ja, das stimmt.
Das war auch so immer, wenn ich mal 50 hatte, 52, 53, denke ich, ja. Renne eine Welle, wieder 38. Soll ich dir was sagen?
Ja.
Das war heute das erste Ding. Das erste Zeitfahren, seit damals, wo Bjarne.
Das Rad weggeworfen hat.
Wo Bjarne die Tour gewonnen hat. Da Söreng, Lüttich. Dass ich Schiss hatte, dass ich aus der Zeit fliege. Im Zeitfahren.
Im Ernst?
Bin dann nur noch auf Durchschnitt gefahren, ja, auf km/h. Ich hatte 42 zwischendurch.
Das hier oben. Die Hose bläst du so an, ja? Oder bist du die?
Ja, lass ich an. Ey, 42er Schnitt. Weißt du, wie schlecht das ist?
This is the time that I think everybody wants to see, Phil. The time of Jan Ullrich. He's had a very quiet Tour de France so far, and he's still well up in the overall classification. I don't think anybody would have expected him to be 6th after the mountains.
Well, we keep saying it, but this is his biggest test of the Tour so far. The comeback man. We think he's got good form. He hasn't attempted to attack Lance yet. He's done what Lance Armstrong has done. That's let the others attack and stay with them as best as possible. Now, Ullrich is just over 2 minutes behind the leader, Lance Armstrong. He lies in 6th place in the race. If he can ride a time trial like he used to do, then I reckon Jan Ullrich is going to be right up there for a podium finish in Paris. And he's never finished worse in a Tour de France than 2nd in the race. So I really think Jan will be proud now.
Look at this, Ullrich is about to catch the man who started in front of him, and the man who started in front of him was no other than Ivan Basso. Now watch the difference in the speed. I was a bit worried there. I thought he was going to try and go up the inside as he catches Basso. Basso was 11th overall in the Tour de France last year, and Jan Ullrich has caught him after 20 kilometres of racing. He's taken back 1 minute for every 10 kilometres. That's quite remarkable. We've got a situation right now where Armstrong and Ullrich have gone through the first time check of the day in exactly the same time. But I think the surprising thing is the climbers, Vinokurov and Zubeldia, are pretty close to the man Lance Armstrong and Ullrich at the top of the leaderboard.
Jan Ullrich, you know, he could be climbing up to second place overall in the race today. He's picking up riders and they're falling like flies ahead of him. Jan Ullrich has caught Ivan Basso, and I think Roberto Heras is probably the rider in front of him at the moment.
And Mr. Jan Ullrich right now has just blown by Roberto Heras. Roberto Heras, wearing number 2 there, started 4 minutes ahead of the German. Jan Ullrich is definitely back. He's had a hard time trying to get psychologically prepared for the Tour de France, Phil, because the team that he joined at the start of the season, Team Coast, were on and off the UCI, the International Governing Body's roster, several times because they couldn't prove the financial viability of the team. This team that he's riding for right now, Team Bianchi, was only put together 1 month before the Tour.
Yes, and he's never seemed to lose his confidence in his preparation, despite he knew that behind everybody was changing their attitudes to whether the team was in or the team was out. Here is Ullrich now heading up to the check at 33.5 kilometers. Zubeldia has set the best time here at the moment of 42 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah, but Jan Ullrich was 26 seconds faster at the first time check, just 13 kilometers into the race. Ullrich started a minute 59 seconds behind Vinokurov in second place and 2 minutes 10 seconds behind Lance Armstrong. And look at this as he comes up there. The time to beat is 42.20.
Unbelievable. This is an incredible performance by, I beg your pardon, Jan Ullrich has eaten him, and he goes through with a new standard set there, Paul. 40.28. Unbelievable ride there for Jan Ullrich. Lance Armstrong is losing to Jan Ullrich as he comes through the checkpoint here at 33.5 kilometers. Armstrong is going to go through in second best time for sure. Now, how wise was he, Paul, to get rid of Ullrich on Alpe d'Huez? Because it could mean the difference today between seeing his yellow jersey go to the German and not. Armstrong coming up to the line. The time of Vinokurov is 41.30. Lance is going to beat that. 41.08.
48.8 kilometers an hour. He's lost 39 seconds over Jan Ullrich at the moment. And we discussed the tactics on the day to the Alpe d'Huez when Armstrong used his team to take up the pace on the slopes of the Col du Galibier and then accelerated rapidly at the start of the Alpe d'Huez. The reason was one, to get rid of this man. This was the man he's feared more than anybody else in the Tour de France. Jan Ullrich is an unbelievable individual time trialist. Ullrich is digging so deep right now. This is a very vicious position he has as well. He's got his hands right down in the front of his machine. They're getting as low as possible. This man came up through the East German cycling school in eastern Berlin, and then once the walls came down, he has turned out to be one of the best cyclists Germany has ever had to offer. And we must never forget that this man has never finished lower than second overall in the Tour de France, and of course one of those occasions was a team victory as well.
This is the big finish now of Jan Ullrich, and now have we got a man who can take on Lance Armstrong in the Pyrenees? He's certainly done it in the time trial. This is an absolutely incredible ride. We have ridden 47 kilometers, almost 30 miles, and over terrain that you really wouldn't ride without getting out of the saddle, and this man is going to break the hour. Jan Ullrich comes to the line inside 1 hour for 47 kilometers. Look at his face. This has been a special day out for Jan Ullrich. He's won 4 time trial stages of the Tour de France in his career. This could be his 5th. Ullrich drives up the straight here now. He's going to beat the hour. 58.32.92. Now, Lance, it's all up to you.
48.18 kilometers an hour. He didn't finish inside the hour. He smashed it inside the hour. 1.5 minutes inside the 1 hour, and a huge beating of Heimar Zubeldia. 2 minutes 39 seconds into the second place rider, and the man who led from the start, Uwe Peschel, was looking like a man likely to win, is 3 minutes 25 seconds down at 47 kilometers covered.
Jan Ullrich, 58 minutes 32 secondes, deuxième.
Ich habe mal gesagt, der kommt wieder. Keine Frage, wenn er am Kopf klar ist, dann läuft das. Und er scheint seinen Kopf gerade gerückt zu haben und dann ist das okay.
He will have already calculated he has to finish inside of 1 hour and 42 seconds to keep the yellow jersey on his shoulders. He started the day 2 minutes and 10 seconds ahead of Jan Ullrich in the overall classification, but he now knows the man he feared to be his greatest challenger is back at the top. What a great ride and what a great return to the top by Jan Ullrich. Armstrong has gone through there, Phil, and a remarkable time gap already. He's 1 minute and 9 seconds behind Jan Ullrich at 41.5 kilometers covered.
Well, we better start looking at the overall situation now, because let us not forget that Jan Ullrich was 2 minutes and 10 seconds behind, and Lance Armstrong has now lost 1 minute and 9. It's going to be very, very close. Nobody has broken the hour except Jan Ullrich for the ride today. Armstrong has made a race of this. It's been a huge struggle for him. 1 hour and 8 seconds as Lance Armstrong crosses the line. He will keep his leader's yellow jersey, but he is yet again reminded he is in the toughest scrap of any Tour de France he has ever won.
Not to mention the most exciting that many of us have ever seen. Only Lance Armstrong's second defeat in 8 long time trials. The other was by 11 seconds. Today, Jan Ullrich was 1 minute 36 faster than the defending champion, with Alexander Vinokourov turning in a brilliant ride himself to place third, ahead of Aymar's Ubeldia, Tyler Hamilton, the early leader Uwe Peschel, and David Miller. Well, he's beaten Armstrong to the first stage win of this year's Tour. Can he use that as a springboard to beat him overall? Afterwards, Jan Ullrich was weighing his words.
Ein Sieg ist immer gut, und ich bin hergekommen, um eine gute Tour zu fahren, und jetzt habe ich meinen Etappensieg. Und ich habe im Zeitfahren noch nie Lance Armstrong geschlagen bei der Tour. Und jetzt in meinem Comeback-Jahr, wo ich eigentlich als Vorbereitung machen wollte für nächstes Jahr, gelingt es mir, und das war einfach, also ich bin sprachlos. Morgen fangen die Pyrenäen an. Ich denke mal, Pyrenäen ist das Highlight der Tour, weil es einfach so schwer ist. 4 Tage, ganz schwer. Und jetzt genieße ich erstmal heute. Denke noch gar nicht an morgen, weil ja, es ist alles möglich. Dieses Jahr ist alles möglich.
So here's what today has done to the overall standings. Ullrich up into second place, 34 seconds behind Armstrong. Vinokourov fighting his bike to the finish to limit his losses, 51 seconds down. Lance Armstrong's chief concern, though, will be the German in second place. Here he is with Ned.
With the GC looking the way it is now, do you feel the need now to attack Ullrich in the mountains?
We'll have to see. That depends on how I feel and how he looks and how the race goes.
Okay, was it a bit of surprise that perhaps he performed so well on the time trial?
No, I mean, Jan's a specialist for that, and it shouldn't surprise anybody that he won. I mean, maybe surprise the time difference.
Ouais, Jan avec le maillot jaune. Arrête.
Qu'est-ce qu'on ferait pas pour notre ami Julien?
On va montrer ça sur la voiture demain.
Hey!
Wow, das ist toll. Das ist toll.
Hä? Habt ihr Kenntnis von Chef?
Natürlich.
Und ich halte den Daumen für den Jan. Ach, fantastisch.
Und immer anschreien, ne?
Aber immer,
Danke,
immer.
danke.
Ich danke.
Jan,
Ja, ganz gut. Ja, viel zufrieden.
Ja, so wie man halt zufrieden sein kann, wenn man zufrieden ist.
Jan, Kaffee bitte.
Hey.
He has pulled off one of the greatest time trials he's ever done.